Back to basics, building your first tank kit. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel, and if you're new here, it's good to have you with us. I thought I'd put together just a series of videos, just going over the basics really, and hopefully helping you out if you've never built a tank before. So we're going to be looking at the Panzer III by Tamiya, which is a nice, simple kit. It hasn't got too much detail on it, but it should still build into quite a nice tank. Now, there are 3 different markings available on this one. We'll probably do the Panzer grey one, I think. So let's have a look in the box and we'll just go through it all. Okay, so we'll have a quick look through the instructions. It's always a good idea to have a look through the instructions before you begin, just in case there's anything that's going to catch you out later. Tamiya instructions are really good. They're nicely laid out and very clear and easy to read. So we're going to start with the suspension arms for the wheels and get them onto the tank, and then look at the wheels after that, and then we move on to the top of the hull and all the bins and stowage, and there's the jack at the top there, and then the tracks go on, and then we build the turret and the main gun. So really simple. There's not a lot to it really. And then on a separate piece of paper, there's the painting instructions. So there's a desert yellow with green markings, a desert yellow, and a Panzer grey. And as I say, we'll probably do the Panzer grey because that'll make a really nice tank. Okay, quick look through the sprues. We won't spend too much time here, but again, it's good to acquaint yourself with where everything is, how the sprues are laid out, and how they're numbered. There are only 4 different sprues in this one. One of them's repeated. But there's the top of the hull. It's got some nice detail on there. Not overly detailed, but it's perfect for a first time builder. There's the exhausts are on there, and the hatches and that sort of thing. This one, there's 2 of these. This is where all the wheels are, and all the parts that are duplicated around the tank. So again, nicely moulded. There's no flash on there at all. Just what you'd expect from Tamiya, really. It's been a long time since I built a Tamiya kit, I must admit. Really nice detail. You got some accessories on there and that sort of thing. Okay, the next one is the turret. So there's all the parts for the turret and the gun, and then a nice figure for the driver. And that's it. Very simple. Not many parts at all. Which is nice tow rope there. And there's the turret and the gun, and yeah. And then there's the hull of the tank, and yeah, it's got some nice moulding on there, nice details. And then finally in the box is the tracks, vinyl tracks. I haven't worked with them for a while, so that's going to be interesting. See what we can do with them. And then lastly, the decals. So there you go, it's just a very simple sheet, just with numbers, a couple of crosses on there, and that's about it. Okay, so let's have a look at the tools that you need. Now, ultimately, all you need is something to take the parts off the sprue and something to stick it together. So you could get away with just with a modelling knife and some glue, but realistically, you want to be a bit more accurate than that. So we've got some nippers, some side cutters, just to get a nice clean removal of the parts. We have got a scalpel, but you can use a model knife and a sanding sponge. You can use a file just to get the parts nice and smooth, get rid of any of the burrs that result from cutting it off the sprue. And then I've got some tweezers there just for some fine parts, just because my fingers are a bit fat. And some Tamiya extra thin glue. This is the best, really. It's really easy to use, and you don't end up with glue everywhere. Okay, preparing the parts. So what I like to do is cut off all the parts that are needed for one part of the instructions. Now when you cut the parts off, you need to try and get the nippers closest to the sprue rather than the parts. But when you cut the plastic will expand, and you can see the sprue moving there. And what you don't want is those forces to go through the part that you're cutting and potentially cause them to snap, certainly with the very thin parts. So I'm going close to the sprue, and then we'll come back and we'll tidy up the parts afterwards. Ideally you want to go sort of 90 degrees round from that, so that you're in line with the narrowest part of the join that you're cutting through. But when they're on the sprue, you can't do that. So then what I'll do is I'll come in, and now I can get access to the narrow part of the nib, if you like. So I will use my nippers just to clean them up. And you can see there, that's quite a clean cut. But we'll come through with the sanding sponge in a minute and just really smooth it off. So here we go with the sanding sponge, and it's just removing any of the unwanted plastic, but being careful not to remove any detail or flatten curves or that sort of thing. Sanding sponge is very good because it does mould around the shape of the part to reduce the amount of excess plastic that you're going to sand away. Okay, so let's start assembling some parts. So what I'm going to do is just put all the parts in place. Now these are suspension arms. Got a long part and a short part. The short part goes into the wheels, the long part goes into the body of the tank, and then there's a little hole with a pin that goes into it as well. And I'm just going to work my way round and put them all in place, and then we'll come through and glue them afterwards. Okay, let's get those glued in place. Now the way this glue works is it just works by capillary action. So you just put it where you want it, and it gets sucked into the gaps where it's needed. So you can be quite cavalier about it, and as long as you don't touch the parts that are wet, because that will cause fingerprints, you're good to go. So you just put it on the joins, and then it all sucks it in. Okay, so that's the end of the first instruction. So that's all the suspension arms on, with some really good bonds. Okay, so there are all the next parts for the next one. So I'll just work my way through those. Okay, so now it's time to turn our attention to the top of the hull, and put all the parts on there. And again, just laying the parts on and then applying the glue afterwards rather than gluing where you want to put the parts, if that makes sense. Okay, so that's all the top parts glued onto the top of the hull. It looks really good. So now we can join the top hull to the bottom hull. And again, this is getting it in the right place, making sure all the seams line up, and then applying the glue along the joins, and squishing it together. Okay, and then off camera, I built the turret. It was probably the most complicated part of this tank, but it wasn't that difficult really. And this is just the last stowage bin going on at the back. Okay, and there we go. That's the tank built. So that probably took me, I don't know, 3 hours, something like that. It wasn't a very complicated build. I haven't done anything fancy to it. It's just as it came out of the box, and there we go. So that'll probably do for this one, and then next week we'll get on to the painting. So I hope you can join me then. Please like and subscribe. Really helps the channel out. And I'll see you again soon. Bye.